Hello everyone. In this audio clip, let's learn about English verb forms. Every verb in English can have a base form, an ing form, a past simple form, and a past participle. We use the base form for the simple present tense. For example, they live in Rome. We use the base form for the infinitive. For example, I want to learn English. We use the ing form for continuous tenses like the present continuous. For example, he's working. We also use the ing form for verbs as nouns. For example, swimming is good for you. And we use the past participle for perfect tenses like the present perfect. For example, I've finished. We use past participle for the passive form. For example, it was made in Japan. And we use the past participle for adjectives. For example, the chair is broken. Now let's see what are regular verbs. Regular verbs in English create the past simple and past participle by adding ed to the base form. For example, arrive, arrived, arrived. So we are just adding ed at the end. So sometimes the e is omitted and ed is added. Call, called, called. So here you are adding ed. You are not omitting anything. Omitting is just removing an alphabet. Wait, waited, waited. So whatever word is there in the base form, to that verb we just add ed to convert it into past simple and past participle if it is a regular verb. But if the entire spelling is changed, then we call it as irregular verb, like go, went, gone. If the verb ends in a consonant and y, we change the y to I and ed is added. For example, marry is the base form. When you change it to past simple, you make it as married. Past participle, married. Study, studied, studied. If a verb ends in e, we simply add d. For example, hate, hated, hated. Like, liked, liked. So you're just adding d. Here are some examples of regular verbs. Yesterday, Jack studied all day. Have you finished yet? We really liked the film we watched last night. There are 3 ways to pronounce ed depending on the last letter of the verb. Verbs ending in f, k, ss, ch, sh, or x will have a t sound at the end. For example, watched, fixed, kicked. So instead of having the d sound at the end, we have a t sound. Verbs ending in d or t, example, needed, wanted. These have id sound at the end. Though they end with ed, but still we pronounce it as id. Needed, wanted. So instead of ted, we pronounce it as tit, wanted. If the verbs ending with all other letters, for example,